There are so many different directions that a church can go. It can be more traditional, and that can be meaningful. It can be sort of contemporary. It can be front line and trying new and creative things. There is value in all of that. But what is going to get the passion, the investment, the action flowing? What if United Christian Church of Levittown were the worship center in Levittown, where you would see people coming in and out and praying, streaming lines of people, worship standing room only, messages of change and justice and spiritual growth, and that place that people wanted to be to develop in their faith. What if that were beyond just Sunday morning? What if it were four worship services a week? What if there was one on Tuesday evenings at 11 and Friday mornings at 5 and Wednesdays at noon? And each one of those had that same crowd, that same excitement, that same sense of connection and development. Or what if United Christian Church of Levittown were a truly hybrid congregation, an online congregation, where there are people here in the building who know people who are online, and we do everything as a joint community, and people online call people who come in person, and you set up Zoom coffee and chat and connect and know each other. What if the Bible study that Lance is doing continued, and there were 20, 30, 40, 50 people, some who were in person, some who were online, maybe people from other countries or across the country? What if United Christian Church of Levittown were a true community center? One where people who are housing and food insecure could come to find what they need? What if they had mailboxes so that they had a mailing address to put down on their government forms to get their Social Security card sent to them, so that they could get the paper forms that bureaucracies require mailed somewhere? What if there were people who know how to work the bureaucracy so those forms actually get where they need to and are all filled out correctly, and you don't get them sent back to a mailing address that you're not at and don't have access to anymore? What if there were showers and clothing closets so that they can be clean and meet the presentability standards for interviews so that they can get a job if that's what they need? What if it was a needle exchange so that people who are going through addiction are able to receive the harm reduction care that they need in order to be able to move to other coping methods rather than feel judged and stigmatized? What if it was a food kitchen, not just once or twice a month, but every day, where people come and they know who they're seeing and they feel loved and cared about and seen as more than somebody who's coming to pick up a meal? What if United Christian Church of Levittown were an education center? What if we help people to know more about what it means to be anti-racist, or to engage with all of the systems, or how to engage the Bible theologically, or how that theology informs our life? What if we had lectures and guest speakers and people from Princeton and Stanford and Yale who came and helped elevate in that sort of educational, academic way? What if United Christian Church of Levittown were a youth center, What if we took that idea that the Rainbow Room had and we made the whole church a youth center so that people from elementary school to high school had somewhere to go where they were safe, where they could, again, meet people from different age groups and be loved and accepted and have snacks and play sports and play video games and do their homework and have somewhere to go where they're loved and accepted. What if United Christian Church of Levittown were a truly accessible building? Probably the only one for hundreds of miles, where people in wheelchairs and with walkers and who are deaf or blind or have other chronic illness can actually use the bathroom comfortably and can use computers and can be, again, loved for who they are, not despite who they are. So those are some visions of what United Christian Church of Levittown could be. I'm sure none of them are where we will end up because they all came out of my head in about, a week's worth of percolating. But those are the kind of visions that you need, the visions that cause people to prioritize the vision. Because people prioritize what matters to them. You all do it, and I do it. I'm too tired to go to church, but I'll go get coffee with a friend I haven't seen in a couple years. I don't have the energy to put the paraments away, but I'll go spend an afternoon with my grandkids. And priority isn't bad. But if all of us always are prioritizing things other than the vision of the church, then you have to ask, is what the church doing worth it? Or is it time for the church to die? Whether that's United Christian Church of Levittown or the Church Universal, and say, all right, God, we're dead. We don't know what to do. We can't fix it. But we know you can. So you're going to have to tell us what to do, God. How do we become that building of people who care so much, who are so passionate, that people think we're drunk at inopportune times? There's a wonderful quote. Unfortunately, I can never remember if it's Parker Palmer or Henry Nouwen, but the thrust of the quote is, in identifying your calling, where does your great passion meet the world's great pain? And that's what each of us are called to. That's what we as a church are called to. Where does what gets your heart beating, what gets you up out of bed in the morning, what gets you to spend 4 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 12 hours putting effort and energy into something, meet the pain and the needs in the world? What makes people think you're drunk at 9 a.m. in the morning? Amen.